So yeah, more Managua info. It's probably going to be negative. It's just fucking awful. It really is. It's like do you know what it's like? If anyone's played the N64 game, that's the old Nintendo 64 GoldenEye, which I think was their best-selling game anyway. There's a level in it where you've got this kind of old Soviet graveyard just filled with like this kind of shit, just tacky, just fucking fairground crap. And like, look at it, man. Do you know what? It would actually be alright if they. I mean, why would you block the view of the lake, which is probably the most important aesthetic piece in the kind of periphery of the city? Why would you then just, because this isn't the festive stuff. I'm pretty sure it's not the festive stuff anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure this is permanent. I know the tree's festive. I mean, it's fucking awful, but that's supposed to be festive. I think this is permanent, you know, and it just blocks the view of the town. I mean, you know, this is obviously a little bit nicer if you take away these giant fucking James and the Giant Peach metal monstrosities, but like, just why not have a garden at the beachside? I don't understand, and it just blocks the view of the volcano as well. But it really is awful. Like, it's and this is like the busiest part of the city, by the way, and it's not because of the time or anything like that. I've wandered around for 3 days in all kinds of areas, rich, poor, although they all seem pretty poor, to be honest. And yeah, it really is the worst, for sure the worst capital city in the world. But no doubt there are other cities that could compete for worst place, but it is just awful, I have to say. So there we go, there's a little glimpse of awful Managua. Probably, yeah, not a place to return to. I wonder what's up there though. Someone's got a mansion up there, no doubt. I think the trick is to find a place which is, though sickening as it sounds, relatively satisfying, is to look where all the money laundering cartel guys live. Because the expats and the cartel people, the corrupt politicians, will usually congregate within an area of Google Maps where you find all the really pretentious cafes. And I've noticed like Managua, or Nicaragua actually, is so corrupt. I think it's the most corrupt place without a doubt in Central America, although it's really regarded as kind of, by tourists at least, as the kind of gem. And I guess that's just because it's a little less westernized, although I don't really see how. I think when Americans think of less westernized, it's just if you can't find a Starbucks, it's kind of refreshing. But yeah, they've got Little Caesars and KFC and McDonald's, so I don't know what that's about. But yeah, I noticed a lot of the menus here, they don't even have local currency, which is insane. They just ask for dollars, and that's the kind of a way of, it's a really horrible way of kind of how should I say, removing yourself from the rest of society. Kind of an elitist establishment won't even have a dual menu. Dual menu is bad enough. I mean, the country's currency should be the only thing that's splayed out on a menu. It doesn't really matter to the rich, does it, whether you're paying in euros or dollars or francs or whatever. But yeah, they don't have that, they just have dollars. And in some of the places where these kind of expat wankers live, the coffees are like $4.50 kind of thing. And even in the corrupt museum just now, which is really a shame because it looks like it's got some nice pieces, but if you're a character with any moral integrity whatsoever, you're not going to fucking get scammed. But you go in and there's just a fucking corrupt little lady with a cash box, no tickets, no prices, nothing like that. She just says $5. Obviously it's not $5, A, because that's way too much relative to where you are in the world, especially for a museum in a socialist country. They're usually free or very, very cheap. B, there's no signs. C, why would you ask in dollars? Doesn't make any sense, does it? So there's a little vlog for Managua. I think it's going to be the only one. I wouldn't recommend coming here, which is again what most people do anyway. They kind of skip to Granada if they use it as a kind of air base, fly in, fly out, and visit other places in the surrounding kind of areas. You've got San Juan and Las Manitas, although the latter I think is way overrated. And yeah, you have Leon, which is alright. I mean, these places aren't that special. In the cities, colonial architecture you can find everywhere, and there's much nicer places in Europe. But again, it's worth, if you're just passing through, to stop in Leon, skip Managua, go to Granada. And yeah, I would say that's a wrap up. I like these American school buses though that you find everywhere in Central America. They're quite quirky. But yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll go to the sea.